This is the Dodgers Postcast, your instant game reaction for the Los Angeles Dodgers, part of the Locked On Podcast Network. Your team every day.
What is up? Welcome to the Locked On Dodgers Postcast on the Locked On Dodgers YouTube channel. I am Pete Fox, covering sports in LA dating back to 2007 for ESPN LA and NBC Sports Radio. Well, the Dodgers pull it off. That was quite the thriller in the rubber game finale against the Rangers in Texas. 1-0 on a sac fly from Freddie Freeman. That is what you call manufacturing a run.
This is what you'll be talking about.
Well, there's two things to take away from this game. The win, the series win, but another sort of sore thumb, a less than fortunate situation for the Dodgers right now is that their offense is completely flat. You have to give a ton of credit to the Rangers pitching staff. Male, I think I was completely wrong in my guess at the pronunciation of his name. I said male or something else. And Male was fantastic. The Dodgers could not do anything. Mookie Betts is mired in the middle of a 1-for-18 slump. The fact is they are just not hitting the ball well. Shohei Ohtani is pulling everything, not looking up the middle, not compact, not going to the ball. He's struggling. Of course, for Shohei Ohtani, when he struggles, it's not nearly as bad as when other people struggle. But the fact is that he's just he's not locked in right now. So we take away the fact that they figured out a way to win, and that's what good teams do. You have to feel good about the fact that the Dodgers really come away from this game feeling good about themselves, manufacturing a run, and figuring out a way to win. But there are some downsides to this game. Another huge factor in the outcome of this game is the potential and probable loss of Tyler Glasnow. Tyler Glasnow left the game after 4 1/3. I happened to listen to this entire game. I was unable to watch because I'm in Vegas, and they, for whatever reason, the Dodgers network blacks the game out in Las Vegas. In spite of paying for the extra, subscription, you can't watch in Vegas. Super weird. So I had to listen to the game, and it was really cool because I think Rick Monday is fantastic. And I think Steven, whatever his last name is much better on the radio than on TV for whatever reason. And they did a fantastic job of calling this game and painting the visual picture for me. And Rick Monday was walking us through that entire series with Tyler Glasnow. And he said, I have been noticing him not looking right for the last couple of frames. And then he struck out the side when Rick Monday said he just doesn't look right. He's, shaking out his right leg, shaking out his left leg. He just doesn't seem 100%. Then he came out for the fifth inning rather, threw one pitch and then basically waved off, called the trainer and Dave Roberts out, and they took him out of the game. Or he took himself out of the game after just 52 pitches. He looked pretty good. And it's kind of strange that he struck out the side and then took himself out of the game. 6 Ks in all for him. So if you look at the thumbnail here on the YouTube broadcast, I have a picture that is quite expressive as to what Tyler Glasnow is feeling and thinking leaving this game early after 4 innings. So I don't like it. I think it's not going to be good. I feel like we're going to lose him for at least a couple of turns in the rotation. So a couple of weeks, probably at a minimum, which is not good. Fortunately, Shohei Ohtani is healthy, but I don't think that's going to matter either. I don't think they're going to put him in anytime soon. Also, fortunately, Yamamoto is pitching lights out, so that's a good place to be. But losing Tyler Glasnow for any period of time when your offense is, as Eric puts it, Swiss cheese, lots of holes, it's not a good feeling. But they obviously can turn it around on a dime. Freddie Freeman with a very, very timely clutch sacrifice fly to left field. That's how you hit right there. That is a nice at bat from Freddie Freeman. Here's how that inning broke down. Will Smith pinch hits for Austin Barnes. First pitch swinging in the 8th, singling up the middle. Ohtani walks. Mookie Betts flies to right. Again, 1 for 17. But here's what's good about Mookie Betts. Another fantastic hitter. A productive out. Took the ball to the right side, allowed Will Smith to tag up and move to third, get into scoring position with fewer than 1 out. Fewer than 2 outs, rather. 1 out, setting up Freddie Freeman for a sac fly to left field, takes the outside pitch and lifts it to left field. Will Smith scores easy with the game-winning run. Then Jack Dreyer came in the 8th, leadoff walk, got the next 2 outs, pulled for Evan Phillips, who strikes out Adolis Garcia, who hit the game-winning walk-off home run last night, which was awesome. That was dominance at its finest right there. 3 pitches to send him back to the dugout. Then Tanner Scott was blowing some gas, throwing heat in the bottom of the 9th there. 97 miles an hour on some of those 4-seamers, but mixing it up real nice to get the save and preserve the win for the Dodgers. 1-0. We'll take the break. When we come back, we'll talk about the player of the game, and we'll get into a little bit more about the Dodgers' struggles at the plate and break down the bullpen outing as well, which was a lengthy bullpen. The Dodger bullpen is definitely overworked, but seems to show up with regularity when called upon, which is what you need. That's what you need from them, and they produce more often than not. It's the Locked On Dodgers postcast on the Locked On Dodgers YouTube channel, the place to hang out when every game is done. Win number 16 for the boys in blue. Taking care of the Rangers in a tight one at Globe Life, 1-0 to win the game and the series. Today's episode of the Locked On Dodgers postcast is brought to you by Monarch Money. Ever check your bank account and wonder, where did all my money go between dining out, entertainment, online shopping? You know, it's easy to lose track because, for example, when you're on Amazon and you're buying stuff, your credit card is just right there and you just hit pay and you don't even really pay attention. So that's where Monarch Money comes in handy. It's your personal CFO, giving you full visibility and control over your finances. Monarch Money isn't just a budgeting app. It's a complete financial command center where you can take control of all of your accounts, including investments and where your spending is going. And it's all in one place. So you can stop managing your money and start building wealth. Take control of your finances with Monarch Money. Use the code LOCKEDONMLB. That's LOCKEDONMLB at monarchmoney.com for 50% off your first year. That's monarchmoney.com, code LOCKEDONMLB for half off your first year. Dodgers win a nail biter. A tight one today goes their way thanks to a stellar performance from the bullpen after Tyler Glasnow leaves with an apparent leg injury of some sort, or as they say in the hockey world, a lower body injury. He did go 4, struck out 6, allowed just 3 hits, and he was mixing it up nice. Here's how the Ks went for him, which included striking out the side. He had a sinker, curve, 4-seam curve, sinker. So he had everything working. It just, he didn't feel right. And hopefully it's not as bad as we think, but I just don't have a good feeling, especially, and it, you know, it could be just an unfortunate timing on that picture that I threw up on the thumbnail, but it just doesn't, like, that look on his face right there is telling. It is like, what is wrong? And I don't like this feeling. So, and who knows, maybe when he struck out the side, he was already injured and just battled through it for that frame and got it done. But after that, Garcia came in 2/3 of an inning, a K and a walk. Banda, 2/3 of an inning, a K and a hit, 14 pitches. Kasperius was dominant, 1 2/3, which is nice to see. And I think we're getting pretty used to Kasperius coming in and taking care of business like he did today. 23 pitches. Jack Dreyer, as I said, 2/3 of an inning, a K and a walk, but got out of it. And then Phillips came in to shut the door, and Tanner Scott locked it. Game over. Tanner Scott was fantastic. Love having that guy on this team. So I guess, you know, we could say this.
This is the Locked On Player of the Game.
we don't normally do this. It's not the unit of the game, but you have to give it to the bullpen today, right? With Glasnow leaving early, and the Dodger bullpen is, to say the least, overworked. They are the busiest bullpen in all of baseball. 91 plus innings, and that stat came like in the 4th or 5th inning. So add a few more to that, so 5 more, 95, 96 innings, which is the most utilized bullpen in all of baseball. But, there's something to be said for keeping them lathered up, keeping them hot, keeping them out there, keeping them, focused on playing. And you don't want your bullpen to get cold, but you also don't want them to get worn out before June. So that's a little unfortunate, but it is what it is. You got to win the game that is right in front of you. Malley for the Rangers was fantastic. Gave up just 2 hits to the Dodgers with that just very anemic offense today. They didn't have anything going at all. And even though they won the game, it was on a sac fly. Will Smith you could give Will Smith the player of the game for coming in off the bench. And let's just do this.
Time to reveal where the game was won or lost. It's the turning point.
So Will Smith is the honorable mention player of the game, but provided the turning point for the Dodgers to come in off the bench, first pitch swinging, base hit to get on base in the 8th inning, producing the Dodger run. So that was as clutch as can be. And Austin Barnes wasn't bad. He had a hit today. His average now over 100. The half of the Mendoza line, 105. And his OPS is just paltry. What is that? 105 and 158. That's 267, 64. What's 8 and 5? 8 and 5, 16. Minus, I'm brain dead in Vegas. What's 8 plus 5? Can somebody help me in the back row? 8, 13. So Austin Barnes, 263 with his OPS. Yes. Wow. Who's more brain dead, Austin Barnes or me? So anyway, got a hit today, which is nice to see. Miggy Rojas over, Max Muncy over. Did hit the ball hard though. Hit one deep to center field late in the game, but it was caught. Conforto over, Edman over, Freeman over in spite of the game-winning RBI. Mookie over, Shohei Ohtani over. Wow, how many hits? 3 hits on the day for the Dodgers. Wow. And Texas produced 5. So not really quite the offensive explosion that you would expect from these two teams. But I guess that's going to happen. It's definitely part of the game, right? We shouldn't be surprised. We can be upset. We can grouse about it here on the postcast. That's what we do. And as Roy says here, good point, does not have to look pretty as long as we get the win. Scott is mirroring our play, not our best winning. Scott always starts out slow. Will be dominated by October. Mookie struggling to play. Oh, you're not a Tanner Scott fan. Starts out strong, will be dominated. Oh, will be dominant. Gotcha. Thank you. I was going to say, the way he's pitching lately, it's hard to say anything negative about him, but is pitching very well. So good points there, Roy. Appreciate that. Yeah, I mean, look, you have these. You can't say it's all about the Dodgers' inability right now to hit. They're not all in a slump. You have to give credit where credit is due. The pitching staff for the Rangers today was fantastic, and that went into a lot of what the Dodgers did at the plate. So it's a little of both. They are struggling. Mookie's definitely struggling, but the Rangers were good for sure. Shohei Ohtani, as I said, you can see that he's pulling everything. Most of the time, that's not a problem for him, but he's throwing out that right shoulder, throwing out that right hip, and not looking to hit the ball up the middle at all. He's just casting and throwing his arms out, just like Andy Pajes does. But the difference is Andy Pajes is nowhere near as good a hitter as Shohei Ohtani. Usually it's okay. Ohtani hits the ball so freaking hard that even though he's trying to hit balls on the outside part of the plate to the right side, it's fine. It's usually okay. He just looks out of sorts. Now, granted, I didn't see him at all today because I listened to the game. But I could tell based on the description from Rick Monday and Steven Nelson, and watching the box score and the pitch placements, I could see what he was doing. So it was interesting, telling. But again, I'm not terribly worried. Shohei Ohtani is going to be fine. His OPS over 900 and batting average low for him. Only one strikeout today, but he's batting 277. He'll come around, as will Mookie. Freddie's fine. 667 slug and a 370 on base. Teo got a hit today. It was a hard hit ball, and that's something we haven't seen from him in the last few days. Coming off of that stomach bug, he hasn't really been swinging a hot bat. So led off the fourth with a double, stranded there. As most people that got on base tonight were for the Dodgers. 0 for 6 with runners in scoring position. That's something that, is a telling stat, but at the end of the day, a win is a win is a win is a win, and 1-0 today gets the job done. Now the Dodgers will travel on to Chicago to face the Cubs again. Wow, we're getting a plate full of Chicago Dodger matchups early in the season. They are back at it again after a day off tomorrow. So they will get back to work on Tuesday on the north side against the Cubbies. It'll be Dustin May, who's been pitching very well for the Dodgers, brings in a 1.06 ERA against Shota Imanaga. So that should be a fantastic pitching matchup. He comes in with a 2.22 ERA. Again, that one underway on the north side of Chicago, 4:40 on Tuesday, and we'll be right here on the Locked On Dodgers YouTube channel to break it down. Thanks for your comments. Thanks for watching. Thanks for listening. Dodgers with a win, a tight one, 1-0, a nail biter, beating the Texas Rangers to take the series and improve to 16-7 and 6-5 on the road. So a game over 500. Again, thanks for watching. Thanks for listening. Don't forget to check out Jeff and Vince on the Locked On Daily Dodgers podcast, where they break down the Dodgers more in depth than we do here on the post game. We give you instant reaction. They get into the weeds, if you will, a more thorough examination of what's going on in the Dodger universe. Have a good night. Take care. We will talk on Tuesday.